quiz fast. Worst comes to worst, you get it in your hands Monday. Why do you need this quiz graded quickly? Because it's on 2-1 and 2-2. No, that was due 7 minutes ago. 9 minutes ago now. No. So teachers are great to do it at 10 a.m. on Thursday. It's after 10 a.m. on Thursday, so it's too late for whatever it was you were wanting on this progress report. Yes, dear. Okay, the reason you would like it handed back to you quickly is because we must take the mid-chapter test. Yes, I know, we go so fast. We must take the mid-chapter test, which will be 2-1 all the way through 2-4. Hey, we're almost through 2-3 anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. It's 2-1 through 2-4, and it'll be next Thursday. Thursday, not Friday, Thursday. Ms. Carl, can't we just move it to Friday? No, we can't. You don't want that to happen. Do you remember how stressed, I know how stressed I felt during that pep rally schedule when we did the last test? And this test is much longer.
Well, wait,
so it's a longer test.
Yeah, we don't have.
Next Friday, is that due Friday?
Oh, next Friday. Oh.
You're not listening. Caitlin, at a point.
Yeah.
Next Friday. Travis, anyway. Bring y'all. Y'all can go negative. Making on my nerves. He's yelling at people and stuff. Point away.
She ought to be first. You're still talking. That's a negative.
I know, right?
What? I'm really confused.
You're at -1 now. Whoever has the strip, move it down.
Oh, we already have a point.
Then you're at 0. You better pray you can earn some.
We had 2 points.
Now you're at 0. You better pray you can earn some. Welcome to my room. Let's see. I forgot my train of thought. Darn ADHD. The test has to be next Thursday because it's longer than our previous test, so we need enough time for it. It needs to be on a regular scheduled day, not a pep rally day. Has to happen next Thursday. Which means we'll review next Wednesday, which means we've got to have all the words done by next Tuesday. Which is not a big deal because we're going to finish up 2-3 today. Not a big deal. It means we just have one more section left. Let's see. There were more words and they're not coming. So let's just go ahead and get the notes over with. The more words that aren't coming, I wish they were. I will. Let me get through this and we'll see what we can do about that. Okay. Bless his heart for trying anyway, though. That's impressive. Okay, what am I thinking? What was I thinking? Slope. Okay, so we have to do notes today. My God, y'all are on my nerves. I can't even pinpoint who it is that is on my nerves. That's the problem. I know it's not table 2, but I can't just be like, table 2 gets all the points because they're quiet. That doesn't really work well, does it? Okay. The slope of a line is the ratio of the change in y to the change in x. We talked about something similar yesterday. We said they were synonyms. So the slope of the line is the same as its rate of change in table 2. I heard you the loudest. You can have a point. They mean the same thing. For those of you who weren't here yesterday, we did a couple easy problems. You need to check Google Classroom. For those of you who were, we actually worked the problem involving the slope formula, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. If you don't already know that formula, you're in trouble. You should remember that one. We're going to practice a couple now. To make my life easier, I go ahead and label. First set of points is x1, y1. Second set of points, x2, y2. I always do that. I know that seems ridiculous, but then my life is so much easier because I'm just doing what my math teacher called plug and chug. You plug in values, you get an answer out. So for instance, in our problem, y2 is 5 minus y1 is -3 divided by x2 minus x1, 3 minus 1, and I end up with what answer? Perfect, Travis. Your group can finally have your point back. 1 point. Okay, I did that one quickly, and I'm going to continue to do the rest quickly unless someone has a question about this. Okay. Let's go to this one. I do the same sort of thing, x1, y1, x2, y2. I tend to write the formula. Do you have to? Heck no. Okay, so my y2 is -1 minus y2 is -1, y1 is 7, divided by x2 is 8, x1 is 8, and I haven't issued 9. What are you mad at, Travis? Tell me what you're mad at before they start answering.
It's like -8 over 0, but isn't that, it's like, wouldn't that just be a,
Yeah, that's what we're about to write. Is that what I thought you were mad at something I'd written? Yes. Yes, and Landon, your group can have a point for that. I heard the word from me first. So yes, Travis understands we're not allowed to divide by 0. We're not allowed. It's not allowed. It's like a cardinal rule in math. So if, when we're working the slope formula, you end up having a 0 in the denominator, it's undefined. Really what's happened is it's probably a line like this, but that's not a function. It fails the vertical line test, and it technically has no slope. And if you're trying to remember which one has a slope and which one doesn't, just always think about your car. If your car does this, you're fine. Driving along straight, that's fine. If your car is up like this, something's gone very, very wrong, and that's how you become undefined. Okay, flip to the back. Go ahead and try number 3. When you've got the answer to number 3, go ahead and shout it out. Oh, no.
3 over 5.
That was fast. And Travis, you can have a point for that. Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
5 over 8.
Okay, hold on one second. So 3 over 5, y1, y2 minus y1. Are there any questions? Oh, good for you. Are there any questions on number 3? Travis, give me like half a second to catch my brain up to you. You're fine. You're good. Okay, so we ended up with 6 over 10, which Travis is right. 6 and 10 are both divisible by 2, and it reduces to 3 over 5. Are there any questions about number 3 before we do number 4? Originally, I said you were going to have to do the blank questions for homework, but let's be honest, these are pretty fast. Let's just go ahead and get them out of the way. So, 11. Let's go ahead and work number 4 if you haven't started already. Clearly, Travis has. What did you tell me it was, dear?
-5.
And that is correct. And you can have a point for that.
It's not urgent.
I know.
It is.
I didn't show it. Okay, so for number 4, y2 minus y1 is -9 minus 11. You get -20 in the numerator. x2 minus x1, 24 minus -8. You end up with positive 32 in the denominator. 20 and 32 are both divisible by 4, so that reduces to -5 over 8. Okay, are there any questions involving calculating slope? Okay, we had 2 things we were going to accomplish today. The first learning target says, I can find the slope of a line. Done. That's pretty easy. The second learning target's even easier. Determine the rate of change of a graph. We're literally going to count the slope between 2 points. So I go to my coordinate grid. I know you already have an answer. I know you do. Keep on going. Just do all the things. And then go ahead and do the track point, Travis. That's what I would do. When we're counting slope, my God, he's ahead today. I wish we were all this ahead in life. I'm not. We're looking to see when we have a graph. When we pick 2 points, we're really wanting to pick 2 points that are crossing the grid nicely. Like I'm going to select these 2. I kind of want to pick one over here, but let's face it, I don't know if that's 0.5, that's 0.25. I don't know where that is. So you need to pick 2 points that are crossing the grid nicely. And there goes one. Take it away. Anyway, so we're trying to pick 2 points across the grid nicely. Like, for instance, that's not really crossing nicely. So if you can find where it's crossing the grid at pretty spots, you can say, I'm going to count between here and here. So I'm going up 3 and then to the left 2. When I go to the left 2, is that positive or negative?
Negative.
So what is my slope? Okay, I heard one person say it wrong. So reminder, slope is the y over the x. So it's 3 over negative 2. Rise over run. Okay, I don't know about you, but me and my negatives, if you wrote negative 3 over 2, if you wrote 3 and you put it near the hash, it doesn't matter where you put the negative side. So I can't even today. Don't even put that. Number 2, so we've discussed in life that I have issues with signs. I tend to make sign errors on my paper. If I'm going to make an error, it's a sign error. And so I have to remember, if lines are leaning to the left, the way this line is leaning to the left, it was supposed to be a negative slope. Whereas like on number 2, where it's a line leaning to the right, it's supposed to be a positive slope. So on number 2, I'm trying to find 2 points. This one looks pretty good. And so does, that one looks okay. So I'm counting up and over. How many am I going up? And you've been tricked. Look at this example. They've changed the scale. They're not counting by ones. So when I go up, even though I'm only going up 1 space, I'm technically going up 2 by 2. And when I go to the right, two dashes, how many am I actually going by? 4. So what is my slope? It's going to be the y over x, so the rise over the run, so 2 over 4, which reduces to 1/2. Okay, I have a couple people still saying it, but they want to say it's a flip fraction, 4 over 2. Miss Brister, she's with me first period, she jokes that you have to, I have to give her credit for this, she says you have to rise out of bed, you have to go up before you can run down the street. So you have to go up before you can go to the right. So that's why it's 2 over 4. Rise over run. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let you count number 3. Be careful, it's got a tricky scale. Someone besides Travis got number 3? Yes, dear.
Is it 1?
No, you've been tricked by that scale. Yes, it is 5, and you can have a point for that. Okay, so on number 3, we see we're going up 1 space and to the right 1 space. This is where I picked. Jalen or whoever doesn't have to be my twin. Maybe they picked here and here. It doesn't matter because there are lots of pretty points on this graph crossing through the grid. I just happened to choose these 2. It went up 1 unit, but 1 unit on this scale is counting by 5s. And it went to the right 1 unit, and I had someone say, well, that's going to be 2s, because they are counting at the bottom 2, 4, 6, 8. But look, they have the extra dash in between. So it's really 5 over 1, which is just 5. So counting the slope is pretty much the easiest thing ever until they start changing the scale like they did on 2 and 3. But thankfully 1 and 4 is a normal 10 by 10. So you just keep praying it's a normal 10 by 10 where no one's counting weird. Okay, and you have the answer for number 4, I assume. And you can have a point for that. Okay, so I'm going to pick here and here. And I'm going to go up 4 and then to the left 1. So it's 4 over negative 1, which is negative 4. I'm going to break Travis's heart. And I'm going to tell you that every group is going to get the 5 out of 5 today. If they don't get on my nerves anymore, every group's going to get 5 out of 5 today. Simply for being alive and taking the quiz from here on after. Go ahead and clear off your desk. You don't need anything except a pencil and probably a calculator. When you finish your